If you're a buyer agent out here showing homes every weekend, writing offers, and still barely getting paid, this might be the most important video you watch all year long. Could change your career forever. Let's be real. You're doing 90% of the work, meeting the clients, driving around, negotiating the deals, and walking away with a small cut of the commission while someone else builds their brand and collects the bulk of the commission, aka your team leader. You were promised mentorship, but what you really got was a leash. In my first year, I didn't make the most money in the world. I've been an agent who's learned how to do it myself. I've never had a coach or a mentor, and I have closed over 1,000 homes for over 400 million in total sales volume. In fact, one year back in 2016, when I was the number one agent for Cummings and Company Realtors from 2016 to 2019, in 2016, I closed $33 million worth of volume on my own as a solo agent. I did a couple flips on some properties as well because I had all the money rolling in. And I made $950,000 that year. And I did it all on my own without a team leader handing me anything. Now, what I want to do is coach agents like you and help you be able to do the same thing that I did and help you become a great agent. Go from good agent to great agent, just like me. And I'm going to show you the systems that I use. I'm going to show you how to get real leads that you can close. And I'm going to show you real results. And I'm actually going to give you some leads too. You see, because I still sell, but I work primarily with sellers. So most of my buyer leads, I have a problem. I don't know what to do with them. So I need people I can give them to. I need some good people. I'm not looking for every agent in the world. I'm not looking for brand new agents who don't know what they're doing. I'm not looking for people who, are just looking out for handouts of leads and stuff like that. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for good agents. If you know you're a good agent, but you want to be a great agent and you want to get what you deserve in this business and in this industry, which you do deserve, you got to eventually cut the cord. You got to cut the umbilical cord and say, I got to do this on my own. Well, I'm designing a program that I wish I had when I was a solo agent, not knowing anything when I started out as a dual career agent, working as a juvenile probation officer for the state of Maryland and also a real estate agent for Long and Foster. And that's where I started. So here's what I'm doing. One-on-one real coaching, weekly, face-to-face sit downs to help you go over whatever you want to go over. Even if it's not real estate, I'm going to help you go over life stuff. I'm going to help you go over planning for retirement, help you go over investing in things, giving advice on kids. I mean, I got two of them. I was a juvenile probation officer giving you advice on marriage and being an agent, going through some of the struggles you go through when you're out working all the time, making all this money, and then it puts stress on everything else in your life. So, it's not just the money, and it's not just the volume, and it's not just the awards. This is real life coaching stuff we're talking about. I'm going to provide buyer leads and eventually seller leads because eventually I will be stepping out of the business. Right now, I don't have any plans on doing that, but eventually, as this training takes over my time and coaching and mentoring and helping agents, that's going to be where my business shifts to. And I'm going to be out of the game and I'm going to have all this business. I'm going to have all this business from all these places that give me leads and listings and buyers and everything. And I'm going to have to give it to somebody. So who better to give it to, You're going to have a full-time licensed assistant. I got a guy that works with me, full-time licensed assistant. Technically, he's not licensed yet. He takes his test on Thursday. So once he passes that, he will be fully licensed. You will pay zero office fees to Cummings and Company Realtors or to myself. I have sat down with Dave Cummings. I have explained what I want to do, what my vision is, and how it is going to be a win for me, and it is going to be a win for him. And we are going to work together, and we're making this partnership together. and he's letting me, do this coaching stuff. And, we worked out a great deal. So there's no need for me to have to go open my own brokerage and do it myself when I can use him and use his 12 office locations and stay with the number one company in Baltimore County, Baltimore City, and Harford County. Makes no sense to leave number one, right? We got everything. We got all the perks. We got everything. You want coffee? We got coffee. You need conference rooms? We got conference rooms. You need Wi-Fi? We got Wi-Fi. You need balloons for your open houses? We have helium tanks. We have folders. We have buyer packets. We have seller packets. We have walking from contract to close packets. And you can make it custom, fully custom for yourself. Add your headshot. Add your contact information. I mean, there's so much stuff that we got, and I don't even talk about that. But that's just some of the stuff that you get. You get all the perks that come with being a Cummings and Company agent, as well as being coached by me. So if you're ready, DM me, send me a message. That's probably the best way. You can call me on my cell phone if you want, or text me at 410-236-3331. If you want to text me or call me, and you can also DM me on Facebook. I'll keep everything completely confidential between you and myself. And if everything works out and it looks like you're going to be a good fit for the program, then you're going to have to sit down with Dave Cummings. You're going to have to talk to him too and make sure that he agrees. So that's the agreement we have, is that we both have to agree that you're going to be a good agent for this program. And you're free to leave at any time that you want. There's not exorbitant penalties. If you have 20 listings and you're like, I just want to go, I want to leave, whatever, fine. We'll do a simple referral agreement for any listings you have. If they close, you'll pay me a referral fee based on where you're at with your split or whatever. I'm not looking to gouge people. Same thing with, any leads that you had that I gave you. We'll work out a arrangement for that too. So, you can get what you want to get. You can stay for 6 months. You can stay for 5 years. You can stay whatever you want to stay. And as long as, the program works for you, why would you not stay if you got somebody that's coaching you and teaching you? And as long as you're learning, you may as well keep staying, but that's up to you. And I know this program's not for everybody. And like I'm telling you, if you are an agent and you are just looking for somebody to say, hey, here's some leads, right? Like, that is not what I'm doing. That is not what this program is about. That is not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to take you from good, where you're doing $2-3 million a year, to great, where you're doing $20 million plus a year. Because then you make real money and you keep the real money. Instead of making 30 or 40% split by the time everything's paid for at your current team or wherever you're at right now. So think about this. What if a year from now you had your own business, your own brand, and you were making more than what you're actually worth? What if you could go from being just busy to being profitable? If you're a good agent, I can help you become great. And I mean that. Now, if this message spoke to you, drop in a comment below that says, I'm interested. Actually, don't do that. I don't want people to know. Okay, so call me on my phone or DM me right now. Let's jump on a confidential call. We'll go grab lunch. We'll go grab coffee, whatever you want to do, dinner. You can come over to my house, whatever, if you want to do that. We'll have a nice casual meeting, and because I'm casual now, I'm not wearing my $4,000 suits anymore, because I don't need my suits to be confident. Okay, I go to listing appointments like this, and I get them $800,000 listings. So I'll teach you how to do it too. It's fun, especially when you win every time. It's fun when you make money every time. It's fun. So let's jump on a confidential call when you're ready to change your whole trajectory with your real estate career and do what you thought you were going to do when you first signed up for your real estate class. I'm going to teach you how to get there, one step at a time, one client at a time, one house at a time until you're dominating whatever market you want to be in. And I know I'm just in the Perry Hall market. I know, that's where my main market is, and I'm in Baltimore and Harford County. But if you're an agent and you're in Columbia, or you're in Westminster, or you're in, where we have offices, where Cummings has offices, we can still get you in this program, and I can still teach you what you need to do, because when you learn what I have to teach you, it works in any market. That's the beauty of it, And it didn't come from Brian Buffini, I call him Brian Captain Obvious Buffini. Didn't come from him, I don't do pop buys. I've seen Brian talk in person, met him, shook his hand, took a picture with him probably. Same thing with Tom Ferry. Same thing with Darren Hardy. Read his books. He's got a great book, Compound Effect. You should read it if you haven't. Slight Edge is another book that's really good. Sales books, stuff like that, and that's the type of stuff I can give you is recommendations, on how to take your career and go from where you are now to where you want to be, where everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be the best. So why not learn from the best? I was the best. I got the t-shirts. I got the awards. I got all the accolades, all the stuff that's really not important to me anymore. I got all that. And I got the target on my back too, and I took a couple years after getting completely burnt out and reevaluating what I want to do with my real estate career, and this is what I came up with. And it took me 4 or 5 years to do it. So a lot of you may not know who I am. You may not have ever seen me before. You might be like, who is this guy, But you're about to find out, because I am back and I am selling and I am starting to dominate the Perry Hall market again, which is where I'm going to focus most of my marketing efforts. So you'll see me. You'll see me around and doing all kinds of events and everything else. But if you're interested, this is kind of what I'm looking to do. And there's probably going to be a lot of interest. And that's fine, but in the beginning of doing this, I really can't take everybody. So I just want to take a select few people, help them completely change, and then work out a couple kinks with the program or whatever that we're doing. And then I'll be able to open it up to a lot more people, and hopefully get a bunch more people signed up and do a bunch more cool things. And I just got so many plans on what I want to do, monthly meetings as a group, together. We get together and, have builders come in and do presentations and bring us lunch and continuing ed just for us. And, I can make all this happen. I make it happen. I make it happen now. So, I can do it as more perk for being part of the team, even though we're not a team. That's the great part about it. We're a team, but we're not a team, because we all want to see each other succeed. We want to celebrate success. But we don't want to have one person at the top taking everybody's money and controlling everything. It's not what this is about. This is about everybody learning. This is about everybody succeeding. This is about everybody having a seat at the table where all the money comes in, not the side tables after the money comes in and it's all taken and then we give you what's left. Like it's like having the scraps. It's like you got one table that eats the Thanksgiving feast, man. And they feast and they feast and they feast. And then when they're done, then you get what's left, right? Because that's how teams work. That's how they work, man. And I'm not knocking them, because some of them teach their agents, right? Some of them train their agents, but there's an awful lot of them out there who don't do that, and they just use and abuse and get as much work and leads and sphere of influence databases and contacts out of you as they possibly can, and then just guilt you into submission, and that's not what I'm doing, man. I'm freeing you, I'm freeing you from the servitude, from the, I'll call it, voluntary servitude, because you signed up for it. You know what you're doing. You are probably a rational person. You signed up for what you're getting. But if what you're getting is not working, I invite you to call me, hit me up, DM me, whatever, and look forward to talking to you. Take care. Have a great one. Bye.